this a movie that we're going to see opening weekend? Probably this weekend. I doubt it. But, it does look entertaining. I would say this is probably right up the alley of some people. Some people think Jackass is probably, the greatest thing in the world, and this is going to be right in your wheelhouse. Personally, I think there's probably going to be a couple more things out that are going to fall into our kind of normal viewing habits. But if there was nothing else out, I would probably give this a shot just because it does look hilarious, and I will see it eventually.
Well, I'm pretty familiar with Jackass, and this is the type of Jackass that I like. The just absurd situations in public kind of stuff. It's not, more so than them lighting their buttholes on fire and crap like that. This is actually kind of witty in a way, right?
Though I believe they are users of Smitzer's products after some of their hijinks. They would need to, for sure.
Oh yeah, there's some moisturizers that Smitzer's provides that could definitely take care of like fire burns down there, that sort of thing. But they definitely don't use it before they do that because Smitzer's is in no way flammable.
Oh no. Not according to their and they have employed some fart scientists who are well versed in flammable things around that. I don't know how else to say this. The anal area, and it's just where their product goes. Smitzer's where
sensitive areas, just in general down there.
I think one of their taglines is "Where the sun don't shine" or something like that. I don't know, but they are a British company, and so I always thought that was kind of about normal cloudy and rain in Britain, but in the UK in general. But I guess it may refer to something else now that I think about it. So next up we have The Counselor, starring Brad Pitt, Javier Bardem, Michael Fassbender, Penelope Cruz, John Leguizamo, and Cameron Diaz.
Are you?
Yes, I will.
My back's against the wall, man.
A one-time deal, right? I don't intend to take this up as a trade. What's the buyout for this whole deal?
$100 million.
You should be careful what you wish for. You might not get it.
They think we're all involved, don't they?
No, just you, counselor. The Counselor, rated R.
All right, so the storyline, set in the Southwest, a respected lawyer thinks he can dip a toe into the drug business without getting sucked down. I guess that's where Cameron Diaz comes in. It is a bad decision, and he tries his best to survive it and get out of a desperate situation. It is directed by Ridley Scott, one of my favorites, and written by Cormac McCarthy, who you may know. He wrote No Country for Old Men, The Road, and All the Pretty Horses. What do you think?
You and I have discussed this already, so you know that I'm looking forward to this movie.
Well, that doesn't help them.
I know. I'm just having a conversation here with you, buddy. And I've been looking forward to this movie for a while. We've seen these trailers for the last few months. Number one, I'm going to check out anything that Ridley Scott does because I'm a Ridley Scott fan. I'm excited about the fact that Cormac McCarthy wrote this. No Country for Old Men was brilliant. I loved it. The Road also. I've not seen All the Pretty Horses, but critically acclaimed. But as far as I understand it, this was a script that he wrote, though, not based on one of his novels, like those other three things that we just mentioned. So I'm looking forward to that. But the cast is insane. Pitt, Bardem, Fassbender, Cruz, Leguizamo, Diaz. It doesn't get much bigger than that, right?
Fassbender is in at least 60 to 70% of the movie.
He is the Michael Caine of the 2010s.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
But I'm not normally, people who have known me for a while know that I'm not a big Cameron Diaz guy. For whatever reason, there's been a lot of stuff that she was in where I just didn't, feel it. But I've seen her in some stuff where recently that I kind of liked her in. I think she looks pretty good in this because she looks like she's just devious. And I think she does play kind of the, that character well. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Big Penelope Cruz fan, too, because I think she's really hot. And, Brad Pitt, Bardem, and Fassbender, solid actors, everyone.
Yeah, Bardem and the No Country for Old Men connection, That went very, very right. So I'm looking for maybe the same kind of performance out of him in this movie. It does look like he plays a very kind of over-the-top character, again with unusual hair, which I guess is going to be a theme for him in these type of movies. Now, this is not a Coen Brothers movie, but it's Ridley Scott, who, besides the Coen Brothers, is maybe one of my favorites. It's going to have just epic sweeping shots and vistas, and some slow motion, and just great visually. Probably some great action sequences. Anything that you would normally expect out of Ridley Scott. Interestingly enough, though, I can't say I'm super excited about this. It almost feels like it's been designed from top to bottom to be, maybe a critically acclaimed hit. I haven't seen a whole lot about the story in the trailers. It's like the trailers look really cool. It showcases all these cool actors that are in it, but I really couldn't tell you exactly what this is about. It says that he's in the drug business and he's getting sucked down. It's a bad decision. He's trying to survive, but I don't have a good feeling of how the storyline's going to play out. It's because the trailer's been a lot of quick cuts. And so I don't know. The trailer hasn't pulled me in like some movies.
Well, it could be I understand your concern. It could be kind of a style over substance type of problem, which, let's face it, Ridley Scott did have with Prometheus a little bit, right?
Right.
I know a lot of people were disappointed with that movie. I think, I know I probably liked it more than most, but I understand that point. It looked great, but the story left a lot to be desired.
Right.
And that may be the case with this one. Obviously, I'm going on faith to some extent, but I think one of the reasons, I'll just throw it out there, one of the reasons you're maybe not getting a lot of the story in the trailer and in the previews that you're seeing for this, my understanding is it's got a shocking type of ending. So maybe they're trying not to give you too many clues about it.
Right.
It was kind of difficult to see what No Country for Old Men was about when you saw the preview for it, for example.
Well, and it certainly didn't end like I expected as well.
So I have high hopes for this. Maybe I'm hyping it a little bit more than you are, Vince, but I feel pretty good about this one. As far as next weekend's releases go, I think that's probably where I'm going to kind of focus.
Yeah, really we only have this and the Jackass movies as a new release. So,
but there's some good movies still out there that could be watched.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So I'm still kind of leaning towards The Counselor for next week.
Okay. Coming up next,
Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit, directed by Kenneth Branagh, starring Chris Pine as Jack Ryan.
This is quarterback. I have a situation. Somebody tried to kill me.
You are breaking protocol. Cornerback,
Yeah.
time's up.
Talk me through your very scary scenario. Keep in mind, I don't have your PhD.
I think there's a coordinated plot for terrorist attack.
You're not just an analyst anymore. You're operational now. There's a very real scenario here where we don't get out of this alive.
You sold this as an office job.
Now, this is a movie that comes out, is a holiday release, Wednesday, December 25th, nationwide. Jack Ryan is a young covert CIA analyst who uncovers a Russian plot to crash the U.S. economy with a terrorist attack. Directed by Branagh, starring Chris Pine, Kenneth Branagh, Keira Knightley, Kevin Costner, and David Paymer. Screenwriters include Adam Kozad, Anthony Peckham, and David Kopp, who has done a lot of stuff, much of which is very good, including things like Angels and Demons, which I thought was a fine movie. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. We won't talk about that one tonight.
I don't know if he can be blamed for that. I know he did the screenplay, but Lucas had his hands all over that.
Yeah, there were some problems there. Zathura, Space Adventure, he wrote the screenplay for that. I know that's one that I'm not very familiar with that
Dak
movie.
Shepard, I like it. It's kind of a Jumanji type movie.
Now, that was a Jon Favreau direction.
It was.
Right? Okay.
I believe it was the movie right before Iron Man, possibly.
Possibly, yeah. And I do like Favreau's work, and I've seen... That's a movie that I've come across, but I haven't necessarily seen the whole thing. The Spider-Man from, was that 2000, 2001?
Yeah, the first one. Mm-hmm.
Panic Room. I saw that one with Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon that I liked. Snake Eyes. Got some crazy Nick Cage in that one. Lost World. Jurassic Park. Lost World. That was the second one, right? With... Vince Vaughn and
yes,
okay. So Mission Impossible, the original, not the original, but the first Mission Impossible movie with Tom Cruise, John Voight. That's a really good one.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
That's one of the best in the series. I like the last one, but that's probably other than that, the first one's the best.
Carlito's Way. He wrote the screenplay for that. I like Carlito's Way. Pacino fans. That's one of the last really good Pacino movies that I can think of. Jurassic Park. Classic, really. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Death Becomes Her, which, that's a movie that's kind of goofy, but it's actually kind of entertaining.
Is that
it's
the
so
one with Goldie Hawn and...
Meryl Streep
and
Bruce Willis? Yeah. That movie's kind of ridiculous,
but
bizarre. It's got its moments, I'll give it that. But, back to this movie. That's the David Kopp filmography there for you, everybody. The point is, he's done a lot of work, and a lot of it's been really good. But this one, I think it's going to get a lot of buzz. You got a hot young star. I mean, Chris Pine, has just done really, really well as the young James T. Kirk in the J.J. Abrams Star Trek franchise. I know I really like him in that a lot. Kenneth Branagh's solid director and actor.
Directed Thor most recently,
and we will not hold... wasn't he... Is it Wild Wild West that he's in? What's that? Is he the villain in Wild Wild West?
Yeah, he's the one in the giant mechanical spider.
Yeah, we won't hold that against him. But he came onto the scene as a Shakespearean actor. He's done... Henry V was a Shakespearean movie that he did. So, I mean, he's really solid. Keira Knightley, again, hot young actress in a lot of stuff. Probably best known for the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. And then, of course, Kevin Costner, who, I've been really critical of Kevin Costner over the years. He's made some really, really bad movies, but lately I've really kind of liked him. I liked him in Superman. I mean, he's a solid actor.
He's kind of falling into that, where he's not the lead anymore, so he doesn't have to carry a movie. And I think he works a lot better in that capacity.
Well, he's had some performances in his career that are some of my favorites. I mean, I love JFK. I love Bull Durham, for example. Just to name a couple quick ones. I think his problem was he got so big. When he started doing like these pet projects that were just these huge, epic type movies, your Water Worlds and your Postman,
right.
Things went really off the rails there at that point. I think that's because, and I'm not familiar with the making of those movies per se, but it just seems like it just becomes like this Costner thing instead of a movie with Kevin Costner in it.
Did you see the Hatfields and McCoy?
I did.
Outstanding.
Very, very good. Yeah. Very good. Him and Bill Paxton both. Great
fantastic
performances. And that kind of stuff he's really good in. And if you look at something like his Wyatt Earp, which is never going to be considered as entertaining, at least to me, as like, say, something like Tombstone with Kurt Russell, for doing the same story. But there are pieces in Wyatt Earp that are really well done. It's just like, 12 and a half hours long or something. So therefore, it's just overblown, overlong, that sort of stuff doesn't work for Kevin Costner with me. But him doing it just a performance as an actor within a movie, like you're saying, even as the lead actor, he can be very good.
But now I feel like he's coming in as that kind of elder statesman. He's that wise... he's taking that position as that wise older character actor that's coming in and can really add some gravitas